When I made my first 30 or 40 million, I thought money was scarce and I had got a lot of it. And then when I made that money, I started being around people who had much more than me, and I realized there's a lot of money on this spinning earth. There's a lot of money, and there's plenty for all of us to go get who are willing to do these things. And I think what it did is it opened a space in my mind up, honestly, where the possibilities achieved. That notion that you and I had of that beach house, to me, that was just mega rich. Like, who are these people that live in these houses on the beach? Like, how do they do it? And then I realized there's much more to it than that. It was I'm gonna tell you what it was. I got to the point where my fear of losing it went away. So as I was acquiring money the first time around, I was so afraid of losing it and going backwards. Not that I'm not afraid of being broke, because I still have that little bit of fear of being broke, but I have a confidence I could get it back this time. Whereas the first time I did not have that. And so also the idea of the second time of getting people around me that were smarter than me. The way I made my money the first time was mainly building a team and selling. And the second time I made money work for me, not me work for money. So the first time was me earning and making money. The big leap was getting my money working for me. That is a huge difference in wealth accumulation and wealth explosion, is getting your money working for you.
And how do you do that?
For me, it was two ways. One was multi-unit investing in real estate. I've done pretty well in that space, as I know you've had other people on who have done that. And then it was investing in startup businesses that I was in control of in the business. In other words, I found my discipline. I don't just, by the way, I pass on lots of great ideas. I know where my I want to be in the early stage. I know the amount of money I'm willing to put in, which is usually 10 million or less in my case. Risk reward, and it has to be a business that I also bring ancillary value to. In other words, it's not just the idea, it's that I can multiply my money by either my abilities, my connections, other businesses that I have, so that I'm a multiplier on my own money in those businesses. And so both of those spaces for me have caused pretty massive, I shouldn't say massive, significant growth of my own income. And ironically, once I no longer needed to work for income is when my personal income started to get into the 8 and high 8-figure range as well, because now I was really doing the work for a passion play because my own money was working so hard for me.
Wow, it's a fascinating mind shift. And those startups you're investing in, you're careful not to go run them, because then it's just you making the money. You're smiling.
It's me making the money, and it's not why I do it. I do it so the money works for me. I don't have the time and energy and resources. In other words, my portfolio now is probably only about 31 or 32 companies, which is still pretty significant. But if I had to run a couple of them, maybe I'd only have 3 or 4. And the other thing is, during COVID, I've also really discovered, like, I had to come back and kind of get more involved in a couple of them during this difficult time. But by and large, it has to be something I can multiply. For me, mainly, it's usually 10 million and less, and I gotta be early. If I'm not early, it doesn't mean that there aren't great investments out there that I could be involved in late. It's just, that's not my play. And I try to stay in my play. When I've invested in things I don't understand, that are late stage, or that I can't bring value to, I've not done well on those, and I've had losses. Okay. And so I've just learned, I gotta bring value, it's gotta be early stage, and it's up to about 10 million typically.